Hello people of the free world, that's me, Dima from Lviv, Ukraine.
Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Miss you so much and happy to be back from the ban caused by one of the strikes from YouTube for one of our meme videos.
Test, 1, 2.
So today we won't speak about memes. Or we?
Okay.
Before start of the video, I would ask you to consider subscribing to this channel, put in your comment and like. To show even bigger support, you can always become our Patreon, so our team can make more content just for you. Today we're gonna speak about propaganda. Surprisingly, everyone knows what propaganda is and where it should be used.
Really?
But now we have a chance to live in the moment when propaganda is used as one of the most effective weapons. We now live in the moment when huge masses of people started to believe in something meaningless. Something not backed by any logical reasoning or facts. Something which is look like jokes, but in this reality causing death, poverty and hunger.
Oh my god!
Let's take an example of Russian war against Ukraine. Millions of Russians got friends and relatives in Ukraine. People were traveling from one country to another, visiting their friends and actually working there. It actually seems that Russian people should know who Ukrainians are. It would seem that Russian and Ukrainian people kind of know each other, got their friends, loved ones and relatives and so on. But look at this now. Millions of people from Russia are supporting their president in a war against Ukraine because they think that almost everyone here are Nazis. That everyone here are hating them. Ironically, now it is true.
And the truth!
But it's not because of the culture, language or other barriers. Bad attitude to Russians grown significantly due to the start of the full-scale war. But what I want to emphasize here, Russian people are actually no Ukrainians. They shared good memories and food together, they traveled a lot together, and basically they have family ties here. However, in some moment they've decided to believe in TV and the huge stream of information shared by Russian propaganda which draws unrealistic picture. For the sake of truth and balance, same is happening from Ukrainian side. People knew each other for years, however now cutting off all of their connections.
Fuck off!
In Ukraine there is even meme about that, looking for a good Russians. Which means looking for a Russian who supports Ukraine during this war, but still sharing the idea of Russian world. And if they are looking for the way how to bring Russian world closer to Ukraine, that means that they are bad Russian. So there is no possibility that Russians can be good.
Хороший русский — это мертвый русский, а любой другой русский — это плохой русский.
But yeah, story behind that is same. Millions of Ukrainians knows millions of Russians. They someday were good friends, they were relatives, they were co-workers. However, now they're 100% sure that there is no good Russians. Psychologists from all over the world are studying different cases of propaganda many years and every day they're finding something new. For example, Belgian researcher Anna Morelli used the work of Arthur Pansobi to get 10 main principles of war propaganda which were used during the World War I. And guess what? It's still working. Let's speak about a couple of them. First of all, propaganda says that we don't want war, we're just protecting ourselves. That was actually main line of the Russian propaganda in the beginning. President Putin was speaking about that for many years, and now when the war started, he is saying same thing all the time, that Russia is protecting rights of Russian-speaking people.
Мною принято решение о проведении специальной военной операции. Ее цель – защита людей, которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима.
As a Russian-speaking person before the full-scale war, I can say that we lived better under the pressure of Ukrainian nationalists than now when Mr. Putin started protecting us. The second principle is all responsibility is on enemy. Oh yeah, that was one of the line of Russian propaganda, and they're still using it. President Putin still telling that if Russia would not attack Ukraine, Ukraine will, which does not make any sense for Ukraine, especially to attack Russia in the moment when they brought massive army to the borders of our country. However, even despite that, Putin's propaganda and Putin's regime is still blaming European Union, NATO and Ukraine for preparing attack to the Russia. Also, he got one supporter, Lukashenko, who is always showing the map of attack.
Вам покажу, откуда на Беларусь готовилось нападение. И если бы за 6 часов до операции не был нанесен превентивный удар по позициям, 4 позиции, я сейчас покажу карту прыгов, они бы атаковали наши войска Беларуси и России, которые были на учении. Поэтому не мы развязали эту войну, у нас совесть чиста. Хорошо, что начали.
The third is discredit the enemy leader. Oh, how many horrible things were told by Russian propaganda about President Zelensky. Nazi, clown, drug addicted, the bloody dictator, and that's only during the first week of the war. Russian propaganda is working hard on bringing more and more horrible things about our president. But the irony is that when Zelensky was an actor, there are tons of video how he is dancing in the yoga pants on the hills, on using the music of Beyonce, or even using his penis to play on piano. So, you know, it's a bit hard to discredit such person.
Идите у сраку.
The first thing which propaganda is using is we are protecting the noble case, not our interests, right? That even sounds funny when you speak about Russia. Putin used history to show belonging of some territory to the country which does not exist anymore, but showing this as a noble case for Russian to continue this meaningless war.
За Русь, усрусь.
Imagine that one day Italy will decide to restore Rome Empire, or Mongolia restoring Mongolian Empire.
А я сейчас вам покажу, откуда на Беларусь готовилось нападение.
That's even sound ridiculously. But Russian government and Russian propaganda believe that this is a noble case for restoration of historical justice and restoring their original territory of the country, which I want to emphasize, does not exist anymore for many and many years. And of course they're avoiding the fact that they are stealing grain, metals, equipment, cars and many more, and territories. Just want to remind you that in the beginning they were telling that they are not interested in territories and they want to do denazification and all the other shit.
Or blah blah blah.
But now they're just taking our cities and putting their flag everywhere. You know, just the restoration of empire. And the other item I'd like to mention is those who against propaganda are our enemies and betrayers. Yep, that's why Russia does not allow Russian media to use the word war, or not allowing to sharing the military losses.
Потерь в вооруженных силах России нет.
If somebody does not agree with that, they can go to jail for 15 years.
Fuck this.
Can you just imagine that you can go to the jail for 15 years for Facebook post, tweet, or posting or saying something in the public places? Russian police or federal security services will find you and put on the bottle. And yeah, put on the bottle is a meme which I don't want to speak about because YouTube will just ban us. No! As you can see, after more than 100 years, the main ideas and thoughts from propaganda which was used during World War I are still working. Sources of propaganda can be almost anything. Obviously, the main sources is TV, radio, advertisements, different postals on the street, celebrities, Instagram celebrities, YouTube videos, and even food. There are no things which cannot be used for propaganda. But obviously, internet changed rules a bit. Internet became an amazing weapon for government and propaganda. Think about that. People are the oil of government. People can do something without the government. But government just does not exist without people. And propaganda is an amazing weapon how to fight for people's mind. And internet is helping propaganda so much on sharing itself to every place in the world. But of course, internet is also the biggest problem for propaganda. Propaganda is most effective when you don't have access to alternative sources of information. That's why Russia is blocking social networks, Russia is blocking different medias, Russia is blocking different websites. That's why North Korea doesn't have internet or China got their own intranet. All these things are done to make propaganda as effective as possible. Obviously, for the same reasons, Russian information sources are blocked all over the world, not to share Russian propaganda. And yeah, we live in the world of propaganda. That does not mean that propaganda is bad or good, it's just point of view. Every country, every government, everyone are using it, so you'll probably become a victim of propaganda or already are. However, always remember the motto of my favorite TV show X-Files: the truth is out there. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing to this channel so we can create more videos just for you. Thank you and stand with Ukraine.